What is going on, everyone? We are back today with some more Bounce and Boosted, and in today's video we're working on the crosskart once again. So I think I'm going to start today's video off by saying that I literally just finished editing the first video. So it is currently being uploaded to YouTube as we speak, and I was just so excited to come back out to the garage and get more work done on this thing because I'm super stoked to get this thing finished. I think it's going to be so sweet. And I have a goal in mind now. I want to try to get this thing done before the 29th of March so that I can have this down at the Crazy Horse event in Wellsville, Ohio, which I'm sure that many of you guys probably know about. But, so that's the goal right now, 29th of March. We have like literally a month to get this thing done. I don't know if it's going to happen. If it doesn't, oh well, but that is the goal for now. Well, after a long, hard thinking...
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Well, I have officially came to the conclusion that I cannot use the factory steering with this. So I am going to be ordering a kit off of Amazon for a rack and pinion setup with this. It's not super expensive, so that's pretty cool. I should have gone that route originally, but I didn't really want to spend any money on this. Live and learn. I'm sure there's going to be more moments like this throughout this project where I live and learn. So, on another note, I did get a little bit of welding done on the rear section of the cart, just with some scrap tubing that I had laying around because this really, I mean, it's structural, but it like isn't, if that makes any sense. So I did go ahead and throw some tubing in there, and the cart does actually have a lot more rigidity now. So we're moving in the correct direction on that aspect, but on to the next thing. I know I'm jumping around here, but I kind of don't have anything to do with the front until the parts get here for this, so I'm starting to try to figure out where I want to put the engine at. I think we're going to have to do a lot more cutting, and I'm going to show you guys real quick. So what I'm thinking is, as you can see, I have the chain on here, and I'm trying to figure out the clearance of everything, and the problem I'm having is that I'm either going to hit the A-arm, or I'm going to hit the frame itself. So the only half okay-ish spot that I have that I can actually go is like right up in this area, kind of like up here, and even still it's gonna be super tight to the frame there. So I'm gonna probably have to do something about that, but that's really about the only option that I can come up with here. And in order to do that, I'm gonna take this whole top. That was weird. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but this thing literally just, I don't even know where it came from. It just fell from nowhere. I'm the only person out here. That literally just fell from nowhere. Anyways, so I'm going to take this top bar off here. I figure if I take this whole top bar off the whole way back to the shock tower, and then like I said before about taking the sway bar and flipping it up, and then probably, I don't know for sure yet, but I might cut this section back here, and obviously it's going to be strengthened up after that, but I kind of want the engine to sit back in this area somewhere. So I'm going to have a lot of cutting that I need to do. We're going to have to get the majority of all of this out of here because we're going to need an engine to go there. Well, once again, I have completely decided to change my mind on how I'm gonna do this. So I just mocked the engine up, I set it down on top of the frame, and I do not like how I was gonna do it. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do now. So, originally from the factory, Polaris decided to tie in the rear shock mounts down to pretty much where the rear of the engine bolts together, like bolts into the frame. So, with me wanting to put my engine up here, this bar is getting in the way of this chain to go up to the sprocket. It's going to be about here on the engine. So I'm going to have to remove both of these bars the whole way down. Now obviously with removing this bar, we're going to ruin the structural integrity of the rear suspension setup. So I think that if I were to if I cut this bar in and tie this rear section down to the actual frame of the cart, and then tie this down into this bottom section while keeping all of this, I feel like I'd still be in the green on as far as structural integrity goes, because I feel like that would still distribute the weight evenly throughout everything. It would still be rigid enough to maintain the shocks, but there's only really one way to figure that out, and that's going to be to do it. So that is the plan for now. I'm going to start whacking those bars out of there, and I'm going to start welding in some new bars so that I can hopefully get the engine sitting down on here soon, and then the next step after that is going to be to rebuild that thing. So, like I said before, I want to try to get this thing done for Wellsville at the end of the month on the 29th. I want to bring this thing down there. Probably won't hit the hill with it, but I still think it'd be sick to take it down. Well, we've made quite a bit of progress on the rear end of the go-kart. Well, crosskart. I basically redesigned the entire rear end of what was there, so it's no longer a Polaris design. This is going to be a bounce and boosted design. I kind of like it, but I have one concern right now, and I didn't realize this until after I put the engine in, but I'm going to show you guys real quick. So, like I said, basically I redesigned the entire rear end. Like I said I was going to do. I took the top bar that was in here out, and then we remade that top bar to go over to here, and that was because of the sprocket, like I had said before. So it's not perfect because the engine's not mounted yet, but we are getting a lot closer with where I want the engine to be. Now, my only concern here is going to be this bar, and I'm worried that I might have to slide the engine forward a little bit, and that bar could disrupt some stuff. So we'll see. My other concern is also going to be the fact that the shifter might get in the way of the chain, so I might have to actually grind that down whenever the time comes, but I guess we will see about that. Well, we're back in the garage today, and unfortunately, I do kind of feel like butt cheeks a little bit. So, oh well, still out here, still breathing. We're still gonna be doing the go-kart. So, what we're gonna be getting into right now is the front portion of this, because we've already rebuilt the rear. Like I said I was gonna do, I went ahead and tied in some more bars back in here a little bit. We redid that the last time. It is nice and rigid now. Very sturdy. I'm thinking that even though these are 3/4 inch tubing, I think with the way that I have this tied in, it should actually be pretty strong. And now I just have to do the front. So I actually just cut off the welds everywhere and straightened the front because I did have it crooked.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And it was pretty bad. So it's pretty straight now, but we just need to finish bracing that in. So I'm gonna cut a couple pieces of tube kind of like this, and they're going to tie in kind of like that, somewhere in that area. But yeah, so I got to cut those yet, and then after I get those cut, I want to make some tubes that come from here up to the front, which are then going to tie in even up higher on this. So that'll be basically the whole front section tied in with the rear section. So the only thing that will be left at that point is to make a plate for the engine to sit on right back in here. And hopefully the chain doesn't catch this bar now, because I'm a little bit of a dumbass and I welded this bar in without checking to make sure the chain was going to work first. But live and learn. We'll find out. So I'm doing a little bit of B-roll filming, and I just want to show you guys my tripod setup that I use for my camera. It's more like a monopod, but it's all I had, and I don't have a camera for the GoPro for my iPhone, so a little bit of ingenuity, and that is what I have come up with. I think it's pure genius. I don't know why they don't sell them like that. I mean, honestly, probably more durable than any kind of tripod you buy in the store. And I had it laying in the garage, it was free. Well, I got the bars welded onto the go-kart, and I guess now we got to see how strong it is. I think it's going to be way stronger than what it is before. We still have some more bars to put into here, so don't want to miss that. Definitely got to stick around, and this thing is going to really start coming together after we get this front section done. So already, just with having these 2 bars welded in here, it's completely changed the look of the cart. It actually looks like a go-kart now, and it no longer looks like a haggled together hillbilly shed job that your uncle did with his freaking Harbor Freight welder, even though I'm using a Harbor Freight welder. So like I said, bars are welded on, and it is really starting to take shape now. It actually is starting to look like a cart. So the next step of this process is going to be to tie into this sidebar here. That's going to run the whole way up to here, and then we're going to tie it down into the side of the frame here, and then we're going to run it up and probably connect it here, which is where the roll bar is going to come off of and come up and over to the back. And then the roll cage is going to get tied in back here as well as back here, and the engine's going to sit right here. So moving forward, I have already decided what I want to do for the sidebars. I'm going to show you guys real quick because I already have it marked out, and then I'll explain what I'm doing throughout that. So what I'm thinking here is I'm going to cut it here, and then I'm going to cut it down here, and I'm going to take this whole section off, and then I'm just going to tie this tube in, and we're going to run this the whole way up to here, which is measuring about 33 inches. It's like 32, but I'm going to give myself about an inch extra to play with. And then we're going to do the same thing on that side. And then, like I said, that's going to be tied in down to here, so it's going to triple into there, and then we're going to try to triple it or double it. Well, I don't really know, but we're going to try to tie it into here also. I lied. I'm not going to tie it into there. Tie it up into there. Don't you guys let me do that. Okay, so I'm going to get everything set up. Plasma cutter's going to be over here. I'm going to get you guys posted back up on the, it's not a tripod, it's my stool, but I'm going to call it a tripod because it makes me feel better. So I'm going to get you guys back onto the tripod, and we're going to get you set up so we can see what we're doing, and we're going to move forward with that. Well, unfortunately, the universe has told me that I have had enough, and it decided to let me run out of welding wire. So I cannot proceed forwards until tomorrow. I have to go get some more welding wire, so we're gonna have to go do that in the morning. With that being said, we did get some progress on the car done tonight. It actually looks quite a bit different. I think tying that front end really made the difference on like it not looking like, you know, jumbled together hillbilly bullshit. But it really is starting to come to life. Once I get the roll cage finished up and we get the engine mounted onto this thing, I think that it's gonna really come together, and everyone's gonna, it's gonna turn heads wherever I bring it. And that's gonna be awesome. What's going on, everyone? Back again, of course. Had to get more tubing, and I still feel like butthole today. I think probably a little worse than I did yesterday, but still gonna be doing the cart because I'm excited to get it done. So I'm currently on the way to pick up some more welding wire. I grabbed some more tubing, and then after that, we're gonna head home, probably grab a bite to eat, and head back out to the garage to see if we can get at least part of this cage on. We'll see how far we get, but I got a feeling we're gonna get some good stuff going on. Okay, we're back at the house, and I got the old Harbor Freight Stallion loaded up with the old 10-pound spool, and she's ready to rip. We're gonna lay down some fresh beads on this thing and get this thing top-notch welded, because that's what we do around here. Just kidding. It'll be welded. Welded to say the best. But I do got another spool of wire in the welder, and I'm gonna finish what I was doing last night as far as welding these bars down here, because I didn't get to finish them. I pretty much just got them tacked into place on both sides, and then I need to take this bar up to here, both sides as well, and then we can try to start the roll cage maybe. But yeah, so I'm gonna get you guys posted up for that and get some more welding going on, and we'll see you guys whenever I'm ready to cut the next bars. Well, the front of the buggy is just about completed. I'm trying to figure out what kind of design I want to do for the roll cage right now, because that is the next trickiest step, well, design step I should say, because I have no idea how I want to do it, because I don't want it to look stupid, like I said, and I don't have a tube bender, so I got to try to make the angles myself. So, anyways, here's front. I still have not welded the other side yet, this side, but we are making some progress here. I think it's kind of starting to turn out sweet. I think it kind of looks like a boat a little bit in the front, and I'm not very fond of that. But just got to bring the roll cage off of here, somewhere here, I don't know, but it's gonna tie into back here. I'm just not sure how I want to do that yet. So I'm gonna get you guys posted up. We're gonna weld that in and that in, and see where we're going from there. Well, I want to start trying to get the roll cage mocked up. So I went ahead and found a seat out of an old Subaru that I have sitting outside, and I threw it in here. I might actually keep the seat in here because it's kind of comfortable, I'm not gonna lie. But I am thinking I'm gonna go measure. I just measured it, and down from about right here where all these tubes tie together, they're gonna be about 36 inches on both sides. And then I'm gonna come off of here. I'm gonna have to change the design now because the seat sits back further than I thought it would. I was gonna try to go to these posts back here, but that's not gonna work. So now I have to go to back here. So I'm gonna get these posts welded in here, and then we're gonna kind of make another bar over here that's gonna come up to those ones, and then we're going to make another outer shell and then bring it down in the front, and then we'll tack off the sides from that, wherever I feel the need to add stiffness. So let's go ahead and get into that. Both the pieces of tubing are cut. Here we go. This end is obviously pointing down towards here. It's gonna go in something along like that, you know, just somewhere in that area. I'll obviously do it better whenever we get to that point, but it's gonna be in there like that, and then it's gonna connect down to the rear and then shoot up to the front. So let's get to it. Okay, so it's tacked. I don't know where my level went, so this is gonna be done eyeball. Definitely leaning towards the back. I'm gonna call it good enough. So the other side I'm just basically going to do the same thing with, but I'm gonna make sure that it's looking about the same. I love when it welds like shit like that. That's so sweet. I also like that I cut those the same length, but I apparently didn't weld them in the same height. See, this is why you don't eyeball things. I'm gonna have to fix that. Well, no, it's just leaning forwards. Well, it might not be perfectly straight because I don't have the tools to make it perfectly straight, or the skill. But it's gonna be good enough. That's gonna be like my key thing, good enough. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay a bead around that, and we'll shoot another piece of pipe back to the back there, and then move on to what's next. Good to go. So now I'm gonna double check the measurements on these and just make sure that I don't need to cut them down. But I'm thinking I'm gonna need to cut them down. So I'm gonna check from the floor. It's about the best thing I can do right now. So from the floor to the top of the tube here. This side is 50 and an eighth. This side is 50 and like a quarter. Okay, well, that's strange because I thought that this side was shorter. That's weird. Yeah, dude, that's super weird because like even standing here looking at it like this side, the other side looks shorter. Bet you I know why that thing was 1/8 of an inch off. About 1/8 of an inch of shit on the bottom of the tape measure. They're probably the same height. Because they should have been, because they were cut to the same length. Anyways, well, after a very quick run into town to get some more tube, once again, and a Red Bull, of course, we are back, and I got a couple more pieces that aren't 6 foot this time because I wanted to have, I'll show you. So, I found these pieces, they're 18 inches long. I gotta cut the threads off of them yet, so they're probably gonna be more like 16 and a half inches long. But, what I'm thinking here is if I sit in this seat, I don't really want this to come from here the whole way down because I think it's going to look stupid. So what I'm thinking here is I'm going to weld these in like this to kind of give it a little bit of a roof. We're going to angle them towards here, and then what I'm thinking here is I might come out a little bit with a little bit of an upwards angle. We'll tie it in down to here once again, so that'll really box the front end in really good. And then we'll shoot this up to this pipe here, and that'll kind of give it like a nice windshield feel to where I can actually even put a windshield in later if I choose to do that. So I'm going to get these pipes finished welding in, and then whenever I get that done, I'm going to pull you guys back out. We're going to get this pipe welded in and this pipe welded in, and we're going to see what happens from there. Well, those are welded in, and very good, honestly. So now I got to weld in the next pieces of pipe, but like I said, I don't want these threads on here, so I got to cut these threads off. So should have done that before I started filming, but I didn't. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I'll be back, and you guys can watch me weld them onto there, and then we'll start making the cage down towards the front. Pieces are cut. Let's see, something along in there like that. Let's get them welded. So essentially, what I wanted to do was do an X up here on the top with 1/2 inch tubing, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough. Well, actually, you know what? I will have enough, yeah. I can make that work. Yeah, because I got these 2 pieces here. That is it right there. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing an X on the top of the roof. Probably a bar up here at some point. There. And then we're going to run that down to yonder. I don't know if I'm going to have enough tube though. Okay. Well, I kind of want to kick the seat back right now and see what it feels like with the roof up there without me trying to hold the damn bars, because it's not a very good demonstration while you're holding them up there. And I just want to make sure my head, okay, good. I wanted to make sure that my head was not close to the bars. I'm not going to smack my head on them in the event. These ones might, but I'm going to probably put a harness in here, and I'll probably foam these up, put some foam around them, you know, and just in case. But oh yeah, she's coming along pretty good, I gotta say. I'm a little bit impressed. I didn't think that it'd turn out half this good, so thanks for watching. I mean, more shit like this coming up. I mean, this is just the beginning. You guys don't even know yet. I got so many ideas rolling in my head. I got a freaking notepad in my phone of just ideas that I'm gonna be doing. So with that being said, I'm thinking, I wanna say 500 subs. I wanna do something crazy. So if we can get this up to 500 subscribers, I'm gonna do something crazy for you guys. I don't know what yet, but I got a bunch of different ideas, so I'm sure that I'll figure something out. It's gonna be great. Actually, I don't think that'll look that bad. But I'm probably gonna add in posts here, both sides. That'll stiffen that up. And then we'll probably end up in something in this area, stiffen all that up and shit. Probably not like that. I don't know what we'll do yet, but because we're definitely going to need to strengthen all of this, because right here is going to be the crush point. So I need to do something with that. That's why I kind of want to like tie it in down here. I think actually that might be a good idea to tie it in. Tie this in here, and then we'll like tie this in down there. That's probably gonna be too much weight. But then again, I can't always just put different sprockets on. It might not go as fast, but I'm not really worried about it going crazy fast. I mean, I just want it to be fun in the woods. Well, I think we all know what time it is. Time for me to sit in the damn thing and see if it looks okay from inside the seat. Because that's been my concern the whole time. Am I still going to be able to see out of the damn thing? Put it in there. Dude, I think it's going to be freaking perfect. I really do. It's just crazy, you know? It's like, I didn't think I could do this. I didn't think it'd even turn out this good. Like, I mean, I know it's, I don't know, I think it looks freaking awesome. Sure, I hope you guys like it, and I'm super excited to see what this thing's gonna do after we get that engine on it. The further along we get, the more excited I get. Wellsville's coming, and this thing's hopefully going. Alright, well, let's get out of this unit. And then I want to get the seat out of here because I want to actually put these X pipes in, like I was saying about. And then tomorrow, I'm only going to have to get one more piece of tubing. Well, probably should get two. Should probably get two. The crossbars are welded in. It is still a little bit flimsy side to side. It's not really like flimsy, you know, but I can see it flex. So I'm hoping that with the last bar in tomorrow, that'll take care of that. But I do want to do the test. Let's see. Oh yeah. Look at that. See, get up in here with the light. All right, I'm standing right in the bar. I think it's all right. I think she's good. So yeah, tomorrow we'll get that welded in, and then I guess it's on the engine and the steering. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching today's video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Put a lot of thought into this thing and a lot of work into it over the past couple weeks because I'm really trying to get it done for you guys. So, with all that being said, like I said before, I really want to do something for my 500 subscriber point whenever I reach that. So I've been kind of contemplating doing maybe a giveaway or something along those lines. So if that's something you guys may be interested in, let me know, and that would be anybody who's subscribed to the channel would be automatically entered into the giveaway. There'd be no money involved at all. It'd be literally a free giveaway. So I was thinking maybe like a dirt bike helmet or something along those lines. If you guys, like I said, if you're interested in something like that, drop a comment below. Leave me a thumbs up on the video if you like the video, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 500 subscribers. Come on. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.